Hey guys, so today I want to show you how I used IKEA furniture to make our new Lego organization and play table. Originally my plan was to use a cheap IKEA play table and then put things on top, but I just fell in love with this Tro-Fast storage. It was just so awesome. These little bins that come in and out were just perfect for storing the Legos, and I just loved how sturdy the entire thing was, and I thought it would be great. To create the Lego play area of this table, I used 6 Lego base plates, a ton of crazy glue, and super sharp scissors and a Sharpie for marking where I needed to cut. When I first thought about doing this project, I thought it would be just as simple as just gluing down base plates onto the table and just being done with it. But after putting a few of them together and actually gluing one of the base plates down and then gluing a second one down, I realized when I tried to use a Lego on it that the Lego actually wasn't fitting where the seams were that connected the 2 base plates. So after I managed to rip off that original base plate that I had already glued on, I then took the time to put all of the base plates out to figure out how many I actually needed to cut up to begin with, and then also to kind of figure out where I was going to be placing things and kind of just checking out where I needed stuff and go from there. After I was happy with where things were placed and where I was actually going to put stuff on top of the storage unit, I then started doing my markings for where I was going to cut things. I did not put the Lego base plates all the way to every end. I kind of stopped at where the little lines were on top just because I thought it looked more aesthetically pleasing. So I wanted to make sure that I had the right measurements on each side. So I used my permanent marker to make marks to where I was going to cut, and then I went from there. Now it's really important that when you're cutting your Lego base plates that you have really sharp scissors. Even though the Lego base plates are pretty soft compared to most plastics, they are still plastic, and you do want a very clean cut of an edge. So I was really happy I picked these really super sharp scissors up at Office Max before, because I don't think regular scissors would have cut it and it would have made it more difficult, and then also left the edges, like I said, pretty ragged, and I wanted a clean edge since it was going to be inside our living room, and I wanted it to look just, really nice for the kids, and also for the edges to fit together nicely. After I was done cutting my first piece, I then decided to glue down my first base plate to just get the ball moving on where I was going to place everything else. So I grabbed my crazy glue and I basically just outlined the outside of the square, and then also did an X in the middle just to give it some more security, because when you pull up Legos off of a base plate, there's a lot of pressure that comes from taking one off. So I wanted to make sure these stuck and were really solid for the kids during their play. Now I wanted to do these base plates one at a time and cut them one at a time because we're not all shaped the same. Just like anything that's man-made or even machine-made, not all the time are the edges going to be completely straight and things like that. Stuff warps in heat, wood gets warped during packaging or whatnot, and so I wanted to make sure that everything cohesively fit and that all of the bumps in the Lego base plates were going to be perfect together so that all of the Lego pieces would fit on the seams. So I went about this at one at a time just so that I knew that they would all fit together correctly, instead of cutting everything at once and laying it all out. Now, to make sure that all of my seams were going to be flawless and that the Legos would still be able to fit with the 2 plates put together, I did make sure to keep some Legos on hand. Of course, we're surrounded by them, just to immediately put onto the seams just to make sure that they were fitting before the glue dried. So immediately I'd set it down, and then I'd put another Lego across the seam just to make sure not only that it fit, but also to kind of lock it into place, and so I could still kind of maneuver it to where it needed to be. I found out the hard way, like I said, that just by plopping them down does not mean that they will immediately fit, even if their lines are straight and they're up against each other. They're all made slightly different, so this is really important that you do this or your seams are going to be uneven. And then the Legos will not stick when they go over there, which will make a very frustrating play for a 5-year-old, 6-year-old, 7-year-old, and up. Now before putting my finishing pieces on and finishing cutting all of my Lego base plates, I did go back to make sure that the corners all connected well and that the Legos could fit on the corners as well. Because not only do the seams matter, but then where all 4 of the base plates connect matter just as much. So I would place a Lego piece on each corner just to make sure that they fit properly. And then once you're done gluing all of your base plates on, you're finished. Now you can leave your Lego table like this and have your kids stand around and play with it, but John and I wanted to add a little bit of an extra touch to the table and give an option for the kids to sit. So we picked out these Mammoth stools at IKEA that had these stick-it covers as well. I probably just butchered both those names. They are sold separately, but they're both super affordable, and I just thought they looked really cute with the table, and the kids got to pick out their own colors for their stools, so that was kind of cool too. I also wanted to mention that for those of you who have smaller children or toddlers like I do, who maybe play with the larger Lego blocks or the Duplo blocks, they do fit on these Lego base plates. So that's what's really great, is even if you have a smaller child, you can still make this and have them use it for the larger Legos and then move on to the smaller ones when they get older. So there you have it. There's our new Lego table / Lego organization and how I put it together using IKEA furniture and some Lego base plates. I hope you guys enjoyed this video as much as my kids are enjoying playing with this new Lego table. And if you have any questions, leave them below, and I will talk to you guys all in my next video.